I'm just back from holidays in Sweden, and one of the delights of my trip was this museum called Jämtli. Now, Jämtli is kind of a folkloristic museum. When you enter, they give you a passport for time travelers. And then the guided tour, you're met with an actor who explains that when you're going to see the museum, you, as the visitor, will be the time traveler, and you will have to act out some of the parts of their quest in the museum. So they go through different time zones, different tales that were relevant in society at that time, and you, as the visitor, become part of it. So how can you create that feeling part of feeling for your business? Now, can there be time travelers? Can there be loyalty hunters? I don't know. There's probably some chances. Now, as we went through the different ages, I collected stamps because I visited these different time zones and had to do little activities to get my stamp. Now, simple. It cost me nothing. It just cost a little bit of effort, but it can create that extra engagement. So what can you do for your business with, for example, if somebody applies for a loyalty card, can you give them a first challenge, even just online or in your store? That makes them go look for something and gets them a reward, like a stamp or money off or whatever it is you think is valuable to your visitor or your customer. But to me, just a stamp and a story and some more information about a time zone was absolutely amazing. Now, what they had us do, and this was quite funny, the actors brought us into a learning school from the 1950s, and people, actually the visitors, the participants, had to get into these little pedalo bikes or pedalo makeshift cars, and then go and do the driver's test with a moose running across the track, because that was what happens in Sweden in the 50s. They had very few cars, only a few people could afford them, but you had to watch out for the moose. So what kind of challenges can you put into your reward schemes that are kind of kooky, original, interesting? Like this man put on a moose mask and just ran across. It was hilarious. It was really funny. So, and at the end, the people that did the test, they got a driver's license. Now, I didn't do the test, so I didn't get the driver's license, I only got the stamp. Now, in another part of the museum, we had to be pretending that we were the trolls who would be sort of annoying a family of farmers. But if they showed a knife or they prayed, then they were onto us. And then we had to run around and run away screaming. Now, what can you do in your business that creates an original buzz? Is there a competition that can create a bit of a stir? Is there something original that you can get people to do? What is it? Because to me, that was the most hilarious thing, is I moved around little pottery things, threw stuff around until the lady of the house came out screaming, and then I did my best to go, ah! Screaming away. So yeah, it appealed to my personality, I guess. But, you know, it's that fun engagement factor. So gamification doesn't have to be mega expensive. It just needs to be creative, because the biggest thing in games is an element of surprise. And this is what the Gamified Museum really brought home to me. You want a bit of creative surprise and engagement.